So I'm going to talk to you today about my skincare regime and how I keep my breakouts under control. As I don't know if you can see, actually, I've actually got it under control, which is why I thought it'd be a really good idea to do this video, because these are the products that I've been using recently just to manage it. Of course, a lot of my products are Elemis because that's what I work with at work and I love them. I do use a couple of other products still. But yeah, I'm going to talk to you about my Elemis ones, and then at the end I might talk about some of the other ones that I use as well. So first of all, I always cleanse my face in the morning and in the evening. I use the Gentle Foaming Face Wash. I love this product because when I first put it into my hands, it's really nice and creamy. Then it lavers up really nice and removes all of my makeup. I always remove my eye makeup with an eye makeup remover just because it removes the bulk of it, and I do the worst thing that you can ever do as a beauty therapist, but I hold my hands up. I use a face wipe, but in my defense, it just removes all of my makeup. I wouldn't use a face wipe if I didn't have makeup on, but when I've got makeup on, I just remove the bulk of it, and then I always wash straight after. The face wash also doesn't leave my skin feeling tight or dry. It leaves it feeling really moisturised. So that's why I love that face wash. It always feels squeaky clean afterwards. Then straight after I've cleansed, I always use a toner. So this toner is the Balancing Lavender Toner by Elemis. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It balances and purifies, and it leaves my skin feeling refreshed and looking radiant straight after. I always used to use a toner. Then I stopped using a toner, and I've actually gone back to using a toner probably in the last year or so, because I think, especially when you've got combination skin, it really helps to balance the skin and close the pores straight after you've cleansed, which is exactly what you want to do. You don't want to be getting bacteria in the pores, which will then cause more of a breakout. So I always use a toner now, and I either spray it onto my face and then like waft it off, or same thing, I don't know, or I spray it onto a cotton pad and wipe it, but I try to avoid wiping my face like that, stretching the skin and stuff for aging reasons. So after I've used a toner, I always rehydrate my skin with a moisturizer. I love the Hydra Balance Day Cream by Elemis. It does exactly what it says on the tin again. It balances the skin and it's really nice and lightweight, so it's perfect for combination skin like mine. Leaves it feeling rehydrated, balanced and soft. The one thing that I really love about this one is that it's got hyaluronic acid in there, which is my new favourite, well, not new, my favourite ingredient to have in any product, especially moisturisers and serums and things like that. For those of you that don't know, hyaluronic acid holds on to 1,000 times its own weight in moisture. So when it's in your skin, it locks in that moisture, helping it to stay hydrated, look more plump, and yeah, it's just a winning ingredient. So any serums or moisturisers that have that in, I always recommend them, or I kind of go towards those products. So yeah, and then I do a couple of other things on a weekly basis, but that's like my go-to daily routine. I do use an eye cream, but that doesn't help my breakout, so I'm not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, like I say, I like to keep it simple because I do think some of my breakouts are because I try and zhuzh it up and get all fancy with my skincare. So that's my go-to simple balancing my breakouts routine. All of the Elemis products have no nasties in, they're all natural ingredients, so that's always helpful. So yeah, on a weekly basis, I also use an exfoliator. I love the Skin Buff exfoliator because it's full of vitamin E and shea butter. So after we've removed the surface layer of dead skin cells, your skin is left feeling really nice and soft. Exfoliating is so important, especially when you've got combination skin. You don't want to overdo it, but a couple of times, 2 to 3 times a week is ideal. It removes the surface layer of dead skin cells, deep cleanses the pores. It just really makes your skin look and feel so much better. So I highly recommend a exfoliator. once a week, I'd say probably once a week, I use the Peptide 4 1000 Flower mask. Now I love this mask because it's like black in colour. You can get it all over your face and it just looks messy, but it's when you're having a pamper day really. It's got the BHA exfoliant chemical in it, so I wouldn't use my mask on the same day that I've used my exfoliator because it's going to exfoliate as well. It just helps again to balance and purify the skin and really revive your skin so it looks less tired and yeah, more youthful. So I tend to use that one on like a Sunday when it's a pamper day. And then lastly is one of my favourite products ever. I will use my Elemis Superfood Facial Oil. A lot of people tend to avoid using oils if they've got oily or combination skin because they think that it will add excess oil and cause them to break out more. That's not strictly true. If you add it into your skincare regime a couple of times a week, it will actually help to balance the skin. Your skin's producing oil because it obviously feels like it needs more oil, so adding an oil in like the superfood oil that is packed full of nutrients and going to really feed your skin with those essential superfood nutrients, it helps boost hydration and it will balance the skin, so it will produce less oil, less of its own oil. So don't avoid using an oil if you do have breakouts. I tend to just put a couple of drops of this at a night time into my moisturizer a couple of times a week just to really boost the nutrients and hydration in my skin. And when I wake up in the morning, it's literally glowing. So I really, really recommend that product. I love it. So yeah, that is my balancing my skincare regime that I tend to do on a weekly and a daily basis. I hope that was informative to you guys, and if you've got any questions, just post them below and I'll answer them.